Hey, what is up everybody? Today I'm going to be making a video on the best ret comps in 7.3. Now, most of this list is kind of just my opinion because I haven't played all of the comps on the list this patch, but just kind of based on what I've seen in Arena and stuff, I can kind of get an idea of how well a comp's going to do. So the way I'm going to be doing it is I'm going to be kind of dividing it by tier 1 through 5. I'm doing this because I kind of say that some comps are just as good as another comp that you can play for certain instances. Like one comp could be better against cleaves and one comp's better against Shadow Priest teams, which is pretty much the entire meta. So yeah, just getting into it now. So first off, I have tier 1 being Ret Hunter. I mean, let's be honest, what else could it be? Ret Hunter is generally the best ret comp in the game. It's pretty good in the meta right now. It does pretty good against most Pharaoh teams. It does pretty good against H-Pal teams too. Beats most cleaves that you go against, and it does decently well against priest teams. So yeah, it's really good for ret. Next up I have tier 2. I have Ret Warrior and Ret DK on this. Those two comps, just like the two best double melee ret comps that you can play. Ret Warrior, it's been strong the past 2 seasons. There's no reason for it to not be strong this season as well. It does really good against most of the cleave teams, like Windwalker DK and TSG and stuff. While Ret DK does kind of better against the Spriest teams, I would say, just because of the crazy amounts of damage. You can force cooldowns way easier, and the grips and the slows just makes it way easier to stick on your targets. So yeah. Next up is tier 3. On tier 3, I have Ret Lock, Ret Spriest, Ret Rogue, and Ret DH. So Ret Lock is good. Like, Ret does crazy damage, Lock does crazy rot. It just works all around well together. Also, you have Peels with Fear, and Hellstone's super strong now too. You have Gate to run away. It's just really good, and it does pretty well against most of the other rot teams. The only problem is you don't have MS, but Ret's damage alone and utility should be able to mitigate that. The only problem is it kind of struggles with most melee cleaves, but it does decently well because you have a Ret on your team. Rets obviously do really well into most melee cleaves. Next up I have is Ret Spriest. It's kind of the same thing as Ret Lock, just Ret Spriest kind of feels tankier almost if you're playing with the Resto Shaman, which you probably should be if you're playing those two comps. Yeah, just same as Ret Lock, just less peeling and more damage and setup kills with Silence and Hodge. Next is Ret Rogue. Ret Rogue is kind of a weird column. Ret Assassination, it pretty much works the same as Ret Warrior, I'd say. You can just pretty much train down, well, Ret Warrior doesn't really just train down a target, but it's really good at training down a single target with all of the, with Vendetta and everything, but it's also good at rotting melee teams with Phantom Knives and everything. And Ret Sub's also pretty good. I'd say Ret Sub's probably better against the caster teams than Ret Assassination, but Ret Assassination is better against the melee cleaves because of all of the spread pressure from Phantom Knives and things like that. Ret Rogue's better at making swaps and setting up burst and everything with all the stuns and blind and everything. Well, Ass has blind also, but that's beside the point. And then Ret DH, it's just damage. You do crap ton of damage, and you have some utility with in-cap. And yeah, that's about it. You have crazy burst together. You play Crusade with meta, and you can just destroy anything every 2 minutes. And next up, tier 4. On tier 4, I have Ret Ellie and Ret Mage. So Ret Ellie actually could be way better than what I have it as. I just haven't really tested it yet, and based on not testing it, I feel like it would be like tier 4. It has crazy damage and crazy healing and utility together, but you don't really have too much to peel, like double melee off of you and stuff like that. And I don't know, I feel like something like you're both pretty squishy against most teams, but it could be really good. I'll have to try in the future and maybe update this video. Next up, Ret Mage. Mages just aren't really super good right now in anything other than Rogue Mage, and Ret Mage would kind of just be a worse version of Rogue Mage, I'd say, because you just have slightly more utility, but you could just play Rogue Mage with an H-POW if you wanted that, I'd say. I mean, you can probably do good with it. You could probably still Pluck it and Glad with either Frost or Arcane. I don't know how well Fire would do with Ret. I feel like the crazy burst from Frost and Arcane is what would make the comp with a Ret Paladin. And then in tier 5, I have Ret Windwalker and Ret Enhance. No one really ever plays them. Ret Enhance used to be a thing, but its Enhance has kind of been lacking the past couple seasons, and to the point where it can't really carry a Ret Paladin, and Lust isn't super huge. I mean, I guess Lust could be insane with full stacks of Crusade and everything, but overall I don't think it's gonna be that good. And then Ret Windwalker, I mean, it can be decent. Serenity's cool, you have AoE stuns, you can Hachi Healer, double stun the DPS and burst, but why would you play with a Ret when you could play with the DK? So yeah, that's about it for the list. What I'm going to be doing is, this is going to be kind of version 1, and in the future, as the metas change, or as I discover more about certain comps, or as, I mean, yeah, it's just as the meta changes, I'll update it. I'll probably put the date that I made this video up on like the title, and then in the future I will put the date on the title and the updates, just so you know which one is more recent, I guess. I mean, version 1, 2, etc. would kind of indicate that, but either way, that's about it. So yeah, hope that helped it all. Peace.